Okay, so welcome everybody to week 3 of Director Bound. We are over halfway. Into our. You need to stop. I have an 8. His birthday's tomorrow, and he thinks he can do no wrong right now. So he is like, so I'm sorry, guys. But we have a great session for you today. This is actually my favorite session in the whole Director Bound because it goes over one of my favorite things about belief. And we're going to talk about the belief triangle and host coaching and how to coach your hosts and have successful parties. I wanted to quickly ask a couple people, what was your biggest takeaway for those of you that are on the call that watched the call last week or were on the call? What's your biggest takeaway from last week's session? Anybody want to share?
My advice is to continue to contact people, not get discouraged. Just keep contacting them, keep following up, sending out 10 messages a day.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big one for me.
Yeah, I think Joe shared about that last week. She did a great job sharing it, and you get the result when you contact, for sure. So
mine was the affirmations. You know, I don't make it a point to do it on a regular basis, so I will implement that.
Get yourself, this is the easiest way I do it. I get this like
a block of stickies. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I just make one every day. Today is I am enough, and boom, it goes on my wall. And then
I'm a little purse, so I can just grab one.
Oh, that's so cute. Only you, like, cutest things ever. Oh my word. That's Joe for y'all that don't know her yet. She's just super cutesy. Amazing. What was your how did you guys feel about, I know we talked a lot about making contacts last week and Joe really hit it home. How did you guys feel when we were like, you need to do 10 contacts a day? What was your thoughts? Like, oh my gosh, that's overwhelming, or I can do that?
I was actually a little relieved because the week before you said 25 to 30 contacts, and that to me was like, whoa. So when she said 10, I was like, whew, I can do that.
I got the 10. Mm-hmm. Totally doable. And so just a reminder, you want to make sure that you are tracking those contacts. I know I tell you guys every single call, but it's so important. And that's why I keep telling you, you have to keep track of your contacts. Otherwise you lose business. That is a quick way to forget business, or you just lose business. So track your contacts. And I know from experience, that's why I'm telling you it's so important. So Christy had some success this last year. So this is for, I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce you, Christy. This is Christy Thornton, Fast Track Director. Christy promoted to a director this is August 1st. Is that right, Christy?
July 30th. July 30th.
I'm sorry. Okay.
None of my teeth.
July 30th, she promoted to a director. And how quickly did you do it, Christy?
So I started I was in one of Joe's parties in March, and with a hostess that she and I both went to high school with, and I'd been in one of her parties 10 years before, something crazy. And I wanted it all. So I zipped Joe a message and said, I want it all. How can I do this? I'm full-time busy. So Joe called me. So our first party was April 10th, and then by July 30th, I had fast tracked to director.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what do you think was one of your biggest things that brought you to success in promoting to fast track? Was it setting a goal? Was it making contacts? What do you think would you say got you over the finish line to your goal?
I would say that every single one of us has a completely different style, and I have remained very true to what I feel like my role is. And it's very interesting. In my real job, I'm in the sales industry, I do not consider myself a sales. I train and educate people. I'm a teacher. My background's being a teacher. So when I came into this, and my first thing with Joe was, I'm not going to sell a thing. I'm happy to share my passion, but I am not going to go out and say, Dina, you need 5 of these. How do you say your name? It says T Mama.
Tasha.
Tasha. Okay, I wasn't gonna say that. Tasha, I know you don't have a large family, but you need this entire set of blah, blah, blah. So I didn't ever want to be perceived as someone who was pushing something. All I wanted to do was share what I love to do, which is feed my family. And that's all I want to do. I don't want to sell a thing. So for me personally, me being true to myself and sharing my love has been where I have found the most, is just being me with my love of Pampered Chef. And I think people see that I'm very genuine. If I don't know something, I don't ever say, oh, I absolutely love the vegetable slicer. I don't know what that is. And some people love it and some people use it all the time. But I guess for me, that's where I feel like I've made my biggest mark, and I'm happy with myself at night.
Awesome. Yeah. Being yourself and being authentic is very, very important. Just like when you get words, different scripts that we share with you and stuff, it's basically an outline. Take it and make it, tweak it, use the meat and potatoes of it, but tweak it to fit your voice. If you have Joe down there in Texas, she's going to say, hey, y'all, how you doing? I'm out here in California and I'm not from the South. So if I say that to somebody, they're going to be like, huh? That's not how she talks. So you'll see my message, hey, girl, what's up? Like, that's how I talk. So you just want to personalize it to your voice. That's really, really important. So I heard you had some success this last week, Christy. You want to share it with us and tell us what happened?
Yes. So one I'm a winner on and one I'm a loser on, but both of them ended up being hugely successful. So I'm going to start with
He's not here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I'm sorry. I meant to mute myself because my son came in and I accidentally muted you. So I apologize. Sorry. I was trying to mute myself.
So 10 years ago, I had a Pampered Chef party for someone who was trying to start up their business. So I had an in-home party. She was the party I was at with Joe. My brother and sister-in-law were there. I invited them. They did not come. They came to my launch party, but they said, sister, we don't need a thing. We've got a fully stocked kitchen, but thanks, but no thanks. I was like, okay. Well, I have not done anything other than they've seen my Facebook posts. I've called my brother and asked him tax questions, but I've just kind of like, they're not interested. I'm not going to push if they're not interested. So yesterday, my sister-in-law texted me and said, hey, sister, we don't have that air fryer. So I saw that you said it was back in stock. I want to buy it. Do I buy it directly from you or how do you want me to buy it? So I texted her straight back and said, well, depends. Do you want to pay cash for it or do you want to have a party? I'm fine with either one, whatever you want to do. So she writes me back and said, because I know they're very busy with my nieces. She writes me back and says, whichever one, let me know. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of a random thing. So I immediately called Joe and said, hey, let's run through all these different ways that she could get it. I have a niece graduating, blah, blah, blah. So I finally texted her back and said, this is kind of crazy, but we have what's called a seasonal consultant. So what I think you should do is try this. The girls are back in school. Why don't you try the consultant? You can buy the air fryer, but you get all this other stuff. And the reason I thought it was a benefit is my niece is going to college. And so I said, all that extra stuff y'all have, you've already told me you don't need Pampered Chef, put that in her hope chest. And now you've set her up with the rest of that kit. And all I'm going to ask you to do is try it for 3 months. I'll have your launch party. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But You might. It'll give you something to do. Never dreaming. My first thought was she's going to say, we already told you that we don't need Pampered Chef. I wouldn't have called you if you wanted to sell me anything. Blah, blah, blah. So I don't hear back from her. She's busy. But in the meantime, I made a post on Facebook that said, our air fryer's back in stock. How do you want to get your air fryer? Do you want to pay full price? Here's my shopping link. Do you want to have a party? Get it for free? Get it for 60% off. Here's my link to book a party. Do you want to join the business and try it out for 3 months? Let's bring you on and get all this extra stuff. So I thought, okay, that's good. So I make that image and I show it to her. I text it to her, but I put it out on some of my open parties and some of my former parties. And so my sister-in-law calls me and she goes, you know, now that the girls are more independent. So she totally, in 10 minutes, is on my team, super excited, thinks she can really make this work. And now that the girls are so busy, y'all, this went from me not even saying, have you seen our new cast iron, and feeling uncomfortable even talking about it, to why wasn't I sharing it even more? Hadn't occurred to me she was bored. So she's super excited. She signed up last night. Meanwhile, back at the Facebook, here's my win. At the first party I threw, which was in April, this little lady named Lisa joined, and she immediately was like the guest with like, ping, 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 answering all the questions, do this, here's this recipe. I immediately, before I even knew what I was doing, I was still in my dash training. I was like, girl, you are all over it. Have you sold Pampered Chef before? What are you doing? No, I just love it. Y'all, from that first party, she spent over $900 with me. She said, I don't want to be a consultant, but I'd love to have a party. So she had a party. We booked 4 parties off of her party. And I was like, man, I know you're not interested, but let me just tell you, you have gotten so much stuff and you're really good at this. This is not a full-time commitment. I mean, this is, if you only want to do it 1 weekend a month or whatever, you are so good at this. And I mean, you're welcome to pay full price with me, but I mean, look at all these extra benefits that we could get you. Thanks so much. I've got 4 kids, or she's got 3 kids under the age of 15. Can't figure out what to do, and COVID's going on. I was like, okay, not a problem. I'm not going to bother you. Well, then she keeps showing up at the parties, and we start texting. Then she finds out my son's in virtual school. So now we're completely not talking Pampered Chef. What do you think about this school? I know you're a teacher. What would you do here? Never met this lady, but ever so often she'd chat me up about school. She'd chat me up about this. Hey, I saw you're having another party. Can I order something else? Yeah. Y'all, I hit her up again and I said, hey, I know you're going to be home this year. What do you think? No, I'm way too busy. I'm trying to get my kids stood up. Okay, not a problem. Do y'all want to know what she did yesterday? My one little post that said, hey, and I made it for my sister-in-law to say, here's all your options for this air fryer. She goes, I am seriously considering this, on my personal Facebook, on my personal page. So I send her a message and I go, WTH, question mark, question mark, question mark, really? And she writes me right back and she was like, you know what? You've helped me so much with this virtual school. I've got my kids down pat. I think now's the time. I think I want to figure it out. If you're going to help me, I think I can try this. And she said, especially when you put that word seasonal in there, I'm not committing to a year. You're here to help me and I can do this. If you're going to help me as much. And you know what she saw? So I'm going to tear up. What she saw was I have stuck with her not making a sale on this virtual school thing with her children, with what's going on in her life, with her husband. I mean, all these little different texts that were like, what do you do here? What do you do there? That authenticness came back to, if you're willing to help me that much on something you're not making a dime off of, how are you going to help me elevate myself when I'm stuck at home with 3 kids. I don't know why. Sometimes she says 3, sometimes she says 4. So there might be an extra bonus child in there somewhat time. But y'all, I was very true to what I believe in, being true to myself with cooking, education, everything. She saw that, and now we have a new consultant. So she has to get through this week, but she's signing up this weekend, and we already had a party booked for her for the fall. So we've just flipped that into her launch party. And guess what, sweet girl? She says, no, I don't want to take that commission from you. I'll sign up after that. I was like, no way, dude, they're your friends. We need to, if I lift you up, it's lifting me up. This is not about me making money. This is about me helping you get to that next step. So that was a much longer probably than you intended, but I think it's interesting, the pros and cons of when you don't feel like you should reach out.
I love that. You hit it on the head, because there's a different season for everybody. And you don't realize this, Christy, but both Tasha and Dina have been past hosts for me for a couple years. And I asked them about the business many, many times. And of course it was always, no, now's not the right time. But they've just continued to host with me. And then obviously it was the right time, and here they are. So it's true. You never give up. You always ask, and just be true to yourself. Don't be pushy. Just share. And you don't want to hide what you're sharing, because there's so much to offer. So I love that. And I count them both as wins. And I love that post that you did, that you talked about, how do you want to get it? Do you want to pay cash? Because some people literally just, they're like, yeah, I'll spend the $250. Like, let's do it. Yeah, I'll take your money. Sounds great. You know, and then do you want to get it for free or 60% off? You got those people too. So you get your hosts, and then, hey, try it and get it for free and some other stuff. So I love that. That's a great idea. Would you mind sharing that in our Director Bound, that post that you did, like with some words that we can change? That would be in that group. That would be awesome. If you could share that. And I love, she said seasonal, and that's a big thing. So we are coming into the holiday season. I know it doesn't seem like it because we're literally back to school, but you know, Halloween stuff's already out. Before you know it, this is actually our busiest season of the year, from September to December. So people that are looking for extra Christmas money for Christmas, they don't want to go in debt. They can't afford to pay cards right now because of maybe they've lost their job or they got laid off. This is a great seasonal opportunity to try the business, make some extra cash, and see if it works. You know, maybe they'll stay 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Maybe they'll be done in December. That's okay. Not everybody stays forever. I have a plaque, it's put up, and I don't want to get down right now, but I have a plaque that my upline director made me when I promoted to director. And at the time you needed 6 people instead of 5 like now. And out of those 6 names of the 6 original people that joined my team, the only name that's still on there is Lindsay Falkenberry, who is an advanced director in our organization. She's the only one. And we started our businesses together. We call ourselves partners in crime, because literally she signed up at my party and we were like super close friends and have just done this together the whole time. But, you know, so some people only need it for a little bit, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be forever, just a right now. So I love that, Christy. Thanks so much for sharing that. That's a great story. And I can't wait to hear how your sister-in-law and this other host work out and see how their business. You'll be promoting them to fast track director in like October, I'm sure. We'll see their names up here.
I hope.
Mm-hmm. You will. Okay, so we are going to talk about belief. So belief is one of the biggest things in this business that will take you the farthest, and it's all right here. So it's such a powerful word. Just belief in itself, belief in yourself, belief in others, belief in your faith, whatever it is, belief. But do you believe in the power of you? Do you believe in what you're capable of? Do you believe that you can do, be, or have anything you want in life if you're willing to work hard enough to get it? Do you believe that that is possible? So it's something to think about, especially when you consider the definition of the word belief. Simply put, Belief is what we tell ourselves every single day. What we tell our mind, our brain believes. So if you tell your mind that you are successful, your brain will believe that you are successful. If you tell yourself in the mirror, you look in the mirror and you're like, oh man, I wish I was just a little bit thinner. I wish I was a little prettier. I wish my hair was curlier. I wish my hair was straighter. Your brain's going to believe, yeah, man, your hair should be curlier. You should be straighter, whatever it is. You're training your brain to believe that. So what we tell ourselves is what our brain believes. So we're going to do a quick activity to think a little bit more about belief. So you're going to answer the following questions on a scale from 1 to 10. 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. And most importantly, be honest with yourself. So, do you believe that you can build your skills and succeed in reaching your booking and recruiting goals? Do you believe you can build your skills and succeed in reaching your booking and recruiting goals? On a scale of 1 to 10. 1, not at all, or 10, heck yeah. The next one. Do you believe you can promote to director in 30 days? And the last one. Do you believe you can be a strong leader for your team? So add your scores up. And so, are you happy with your scores today? Or do you feel you have room to grow in your belief? Belief is such a powerful concept, and when you truly understand how powerful it is, it can change your life. So I'm going to pull an image up here to share. And it is the belief triangle. This is where our belief comes in. Taking a second to bring it up. So how many of you, while I'm bringing this up, how many of you believe that you can promote to director in 30 days? Anybody? If you don't, it's okay. Be honest. Be honest. This is not a, this is what I want you to hear. This is, do I believe that I can do it? Do you believe that you are capable of that? I believe that you're all capable of that. And I know sometimes it's easier to believe in others than it is ourselves. I know that personally, speaking from experience. Okay, there it is. Okay. I think as women, this is something that we struggle with a lot just as women, whether in business or not business. Just the fact of being women, we put ourselves down more than we lift ourselves up. Okay, so I found the triangle. So let me share this with you. Okay, so here's our belief triangle. So it's revealing a way of looking at the power of belief. So remember, our beliefs are determined by what we tell ourselves every day. And the belief triangle tells us that the beliefs determine action, action determines results, and results reinforce the belief. So here's an example of how that might look when it comes to your business. Your belief might be, people are so busy today, they don't have time to add another commitment to their life like a Pampered Chef business. Your actions, you don't ask your host 5 times. You didn't ask every party or every party guest, and you don't post the opportunity in your virtual parties. Your results, you're not recruiting on a consistent basis. And I think real quick, Christy shared a great example of that. She had not been talking to her sister-in-law about the business because they had expressed no interest in Pampered Chef, period. And then, okay, go ask Daddy, honey. Okay, go ask Daddy to put it on. Go ask him. I'm on a call. Sorry, kids are getting ready for Taekwondo. So when she decided, you know what, I'm going to ask her and let her know this opportunity. I'm just going to say, hey, you can do it this way. She put the power in her sister-in-law's hands to make that decision for herself. She wasn't deciding for her. And I think a lot of times we decide for other people because we're too afraid to share it with them, that we think, oh, they're not going to be interested. This isn't for them. They wouldn't like something like this. So we are, okay, I got it. So we are making this decision for them because we don't believe it. There you go. So let's change what we tell ourselves every day and create a new belief. Your new belief. Pampered Chef is an amazing opportunity for anyone. Lots of people need more income and will find time for what's important to them. That is so true. So true. If it is important to you, you will find time for it. Your new action. I ask every, keyword, every host 5 times. I ask every party guest, and I post about the opportunity in my virtual parties. And your new results, you recruit consistently and have achieved multiple 4-in-1 cycles every month. And just a reminder, the 4-in-1 cycle is every 4 parties, you recruit 1 person. So in order for you to succeed, you must believe you can succeed. Believe that you can be, do, and achieve anything you want in your business, as long as you are willing to work hard enough to achieve it. If you are struggling with that belief, focus on believing that Director Bound will help you to succeed. And you know that you will take action every day, you will find the success you're looking for. You were chosen to be part of this group because we believe in you, and we want you to believe in you too. And I'll share with you guys just how powerful belief is in just a personal, how it worked for me last year. So last year, I think it was April, I earned a trip to Scottsdale, Arizona. I was an advanced director at the time. I had 1 first-generation director, and to promote to senior director, you need 3 first-generation directors, and you need a second-generation director. So I guess I did have 1 first and 1 second-generation director. You need to close that, please. So I had 1 of each, but I was still missing 2 more directors. And when I went on that, trip, I was talking to Judy Joel, who you guys will meet at conference and different places, and she's amazing, from home office. But I was talking to her, and she said, so when are you promoting to senior? And I said, I don't know. You know, I still need 2 more directors. And I was talking to her about 2 new people that I had recruited literally like a week before. They were just starting out their business. And she said, well, you know, they're your new fast track directors. And I was like, they are? And then I got to thinking about it, and I thought, yeah, they are. So when I changed my belief and said, they are my new fast track directors, we can promote by the end of this month, I promoted those 2 fast track directors by the end of that month, promoted to a senior director May 1st, and promoted another fast track director that next month. And what changed? It was all my belief that changed. That was the only change that I made, was I actually believed that I could do it, and that it was, go take it to Dad. Find him. Find your dad. I'm on a
Oh, I just got me a dirt bike.
Great. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. This is real life business with 4 children. So, so I say all that to say belief is super, super important. You have to believe that it's possible. And that's when you make that change here, that's when you will start to see results. So affirmations. If you're struggling with belief, one way you can change it is with those positive affirmations. You've already learned that a positive affirmation is a statement that's worded as though you're already doing what you want to achieve. Hold on, ladies. I'm so sorry. No. Go. Hey. Go.
Wait, what one is that?
Daddy is.
Let me see.
Go. I accidentally muted myself. I locked the door. So now nobody else is coming in. Okay. So positive affirmation. I'm telling you, there's never a dull moment, guys. Okay. They describe specific outcomes, and we're asked to create a positive affirmation about the success you will have in promoting to director. So today we're going to ask you to grow your list of affirmations to 5. Remember to use I am statements when you're writing your affirmations. When you do this, you're training your brain to hear that you're already accomplishing what you want to accomplish. So read your affirmations out loud twice a day. First in the morning to help you focus on your day and remind you of what you want to achieve. And again, right before you go to bed to help your mind think about them for a while you're sleeping. It's important that you read them out loud, focus not silently in your head, because there's so much power in hearing your own voice saying something or doing something that you want it to do. So, an example of an I am affirmation. I am a director. I am booking 5 parties a week. I am offering the business opportunity to every host 5 times. I am a strong recruiter. Changing it to I am. And there's other ways you can do this. I have trained Siri, instead of like her calling me Shaughnessy, I have her like myself named as executive director. So she will say, hey, executive director, because that's my goal. I've also written it on a Sharpie on my bathroom mirror so that I see it. So it's reinforcing that. I am an executive leader. I am leading an executive team. When I was working towards excellence, I had it written everywhere. I have earned excellence before I earned it. So never forget that your brain isn't as smart as you think it is. It will believe anything you tell it, if you tell it often enough. So make sure you're telling it positive I am statements. So your takeaway this week is to continue or start, if you did not start, your positive affirmations, writing them down. And I really encourage you to put them in places that you see them, because it will train your brain and say them out loud. It sounds silly. You'll feel silly the first couple times saying it out loud, but I promise you it does work. When I heard this years ago, I'm like, yeah, whatever, you're crazy. It works. It totally works. So we are going to talk about partnering with your host and some more host coaching. And Advanced Director Joe is going to share all about that with us. Take it away, Joe.
All righty. All right. So we talk about our most important people in our business are our host, because they're the ones that get us the parties in which we get to party with their friends and family. And so they are our most important business partners. And when you treat them as the most important person that week for you, your business will flourish. And to help you get your business in front of the people, they know encourage others to book parties and often become your new consultants. So again, your hosts are important. Coaching your host also helps them feel confident about their parties and can lead to the successful outcome you both want. So if you book a party for someone and you never talk to them from the get-go to the end, I can guarantee you that party's going to be a flop. And so if you do your host coaching that we talk about, that we'll talk about this evening, and that we always talk about, your parties will flourish. You will have successful parties, and your host will be happy about that. So when you set up your parties under the Consultant Corner, you and your host have access to the resources to get the most out of it. Hosts can use the host coaching tools to invite guests and messages and track sales, rewards that they've earned. The host coaching tab for each party also has important tools for you. This is also where you can track your host coaching progress. So you get to actually click off what you've done with that host. So at the end of the party and you haven't clicked off on anything, you either didn't host coach or you just didn't click on the deal. So email and text your hosts with the links, recipes, and offers. Find the party planner and more. So let's just talk about the aspects of host coaching that will help you and your host get big results. So first off, build that relationship with every host. Our leaders tell us they take time to connect with their host before the party to get to know them. So, and I mean, just for instance, today, for this week, I've set up 5 parties that I start tomorrow. Get rid of my gum here. And you connect with your host beforehand. You do some pre-party posting and stuff. And I had one that reached out to me and she said, I don't know how to approach this with you, but a lot of my guests are going to be from my church, and I don't know that they would like any kind of alcohol post, anything to do with drinking. And she said, so I didn't know how to approach it with you. So I just want to be honest. And had we not talked before for her to feel confident to ask me or tell me that, then I may have put in there, cheers to happy hour. Let's do a happy hour sale. Or I always end my parties with, cheers to a great party. It's got a margarita glass and, and I appreciate all y'all. Well, I won't be doing that for her party, right? But that is what you get to know that host. And so that's, just something that happened this week. During your chat with them, ask about their family, their jobs, their interests, and find out which products are on their wish list. If you are not sending your host a host letter to giving them a rundown of how this party's going to work, you're doing yourself a disservice, because they're going to continue to ask you, okay, now what do I do? But if you do a letter and you send it to them with their host packet, and in that letter it says, you need to get me your wish list because I need to know what we're going to be partying for, they know right off the bat they need to get a wish list to you. And something popped up on my computer. So that is another way to communicate with them and find out what they want for that on that wish list, so that you know what you're working for. You can put all your hosts in a group message wherein you communicate with them throughout the whole week, and y'all might share different things about each party. I don't personally do that, but that's just me. But our upline leaders do it. So I guess I just like to copy and paste 5 different things each morning. I don't know. Maybe one day I will get to the group text. I don't know. Provide your virtual host with daily images and messages to post and coach them to interact with their guests throughout the party with their guests. that is your host coaching. Each morning, you're going to be providing them something to say in the party. And I tell my host all the time, this is your party. Yes, I'm doing 95% of the work. You're going to reap the benefits, but your family and friends want to hear from you. They want to see you. They want to see what you're cooking, what your favorite product is. They want to hear from you. So if you're not sending them that one post each morning to say, whatever it is, that might be the only thing they hear from their host, right? So you've got to at least give them one thing to hear from their host per day. And if you got a real good host, they're going to post things because they're going to be interactive in their party. But host coaching is simply that, providing them and communicating with them each day. Now, Dina and Tasha, both of y'all, and I don't know who else is on, are y'all host coaching on your parties, or do you know about the host coaching and the outline that our upline leaders have shared with us?
Yeah, I have an outline, and I just follow the outline.
Mm-hmm.
Two that I have actually hosted or that I've consulted for currently, like one was my cousin, the other one I worked with here at camp, and so I knew them so well that we didn't really have to do the whole get to know you stuff.
Good.
But I do have some friends that are coming up or some new hosts that are coming up that came from my last party, and I don't know them hardly at all, if at all. And so this is good for me just because I don't really know, like I don't know beyond what's on the outline what to say to them or how to, I don't connect with them, I guess.
Right. And that clearly, that outline that you have, that Shauna C has probably shared with you, that she shared with me, I'm a firm believer. If you follow that script and you follow that outline, each and every party will be successful. And so each day it tells you what to say and how to say it, and send them a little graphic, and they do it. If you see that they don't do it, most of them will give you a thumbs up or thanks, good morning, yes, we'll post, or whatever. But if you don't, you follow back up that afternoon and say, hey, did you post in your party? And they'll get the hang of it. They'll figure out that every morning they're going to be getting a little job to do, right? So definitely do that.
Can I interject there real quick? And
Yeah.
if you see that they're not posting, even when you're following up, a great question to ask, it sounds silly, but ask, hey, do you know how to copy and paste the post in picture? Because I cannot tell you how many times I've had a host and somebody that is not necessarily an elderly person that I thought would know how to copy and paste. And they're like, I don't know how to copy and paste. Like, I don't know how to do it. So I will literally, it's a little out of our job frame, but I'll ask them, I'll say, hey, Dina, what kind of phone do you have? Do you have an iPhone? If she has an iPhone, I know exactly what to tell her. If she has like some kind of Samsung YG, whatever it is, I Google Samsung YG, how to copy and paste, and I send them that Google link or YouTube video or something on how to do it so that they know. Because there have been more times than not that I've had somebody, and it's because they just didn't know how to do it.
Right. That is true. We assume that everybody knows their way around a computer, and some people don't. And so for sure, that's a great tip. Just like I mentioned earlier, our hosts are our most valuable business partners. They need to feel comfortable enough with you to introduce you to their family and friends. They help you generate sales and bookings, and can introduce you to your next consultant. And the next new consultant might even be your host. That the best part of the partnership is a win-win for sure. Your hosts earn amazing rewards, and you have the opportunity to build your business through their party. So let's start by talking about the role your host can play in helping you reach the goal of getting 3 bookings from every party with a host booking challenge. They know their friends best and have more influence with them, right? So why not ask them to partner up again? Remember, they were your partner to host, so now we're going to continue the partnership and ask them to get you those bookings. And it's true. If you do your host booking challenge in each party, you will get bookings from that party, from that host. And so you would just send a personal message to to Christy. I'd say, hey there, I have an easy challenge for you, and I want to help you get the maximum benefits from your host rewards. The best way to do this is to get 3 bookings from your party. That will let you get 3 more half price items, and I know that's going to change for us, 1 at each party. And when you get 3 bookings at your party, I'll give you an extra gift. I have an easy way to help you. Do you want to do it? Of course, I always finish like, you up for the challenge? Pretty much they have to do it. And when they say yes, Christy says yes, I always say, awesome. Would you be willing to message 10 friends to see if they would be interested in hosting their own party? If so, I'll give you the words to send to them. They always say yes, because see, they're going to get a benefit from those bookings. Plus, I've already told her or him, I have men host, that they're going to get an extra gift from me when they hit 3 parties. So when they say yes, say awesome. Make sure to send it to each person individually, not one giant group chat. And also include me in the message you send. Here's the message you can use. Hi, thanks so much for joining us at my party this week. We've learned so much, and I wanted to check with you to see if you might be interested in earning a lot of free products, just like me. My consultant is super fun, and hosting an online party is a cinch. It only takes a few minutes a day to post one thing that she'll send to you even. She has openings in October, and the offers are amazing. I'm only 2 parties away from my goal. I'll attend if you have one. What do you say? And then when their guest or their person that they picked responds, then you as a host step in, and you kind of take over that message, and you say, hey, Dina, I'd love to work with you to help you get some of those free products on your wish list for free. And thought of you because she thought you'd be a great host. It's super easy to take only a few days, minutes a day. What do you think? And then I would follow up. I'm sorry, I missed that part. Hey, Dina, I am just following up because I'm closing out Christy's party, and I know people get busy and don't get a chance to respond. So I just wanted to check back with you to see if you're interested in hosting and earning those free products. I would love to work with you. Please let me know either way. So that is your host challenge, to get those 3 bookings or more. And I always ask my host to get 5, or our upline leaders say to do 10, but I always say, do you have 5 people that you could send that to? And you you'll get those bookings for sure, because your host is already hosting a party. She's getting all this free stuff, and then she knows with future bookings that she's going to get a half off item, and of course in January it changes to 40%, and then also that they're getting an extra gift from us, from me or whatever. So do your host challenge for sure on each party. Do you want me to talk about the asking the host the 5 times?
Yes, please.
On that? Okay. So we talk about recruiting your host because your host, again, is your business partner that week. And so during that week, you should ask your host 5 times to join the business. And during your host coaching conversation, you're going to ask her, or you're going to say to her, I know you probably this wasn't on your radar when you booked this party, but did you know that we could easily turn this party into a launch party? That way you not only get earn the host rewards, but you also get the income or the commission check. Have you ever thought of doing this? Something like Pampered Chef. After they respond, let them look at the opportunity brochure you provided and send them to be a consultant page on your personal website. As soon as the guest begins getting her RSVPs for the party, you do your second follow up and you say, wow, you have a lot of guests who've already joined in on the fun and they all seem to love Pampered Chef. Have you given it any more thought of doing something like this? I'd love to give you all the bookings we get from this party to help you kickstart your own business. Have you had a chance to look at Be a Consultant on my website? If so, what do you think? As soon as she reaches her sales level to earn a kit credit, so we know that is now 300. Is it no 200?
200. Now it's
200.
$20 free with a $200 credit, they get $25 credit.
So when they hit that 200 mark, of course we know they hit 200, their party's qualified, so we're happy, right? So as soon as they hit that 200, when you're happy about it qualifying, go back over there and let's talk to her and say, hey, woohoo, your party just hit X amount of dollars in sales. Did you know that you have officially qualified for a kit credit coupon that you can apply to any of our new consultant kits? Have you thought any more about joining Pampered Chef? You can check out the kit credit information on the party planner and the opportunity brochure that I sent you. Number 4, the fourth time you will approach this with your host is you receive responses to your guest survey. Are y'all doing guest surveys in your parties? I know Shaughnessy does. Yeah. I need to learn how to do that. So,
I was just showing Dina a little right before our call.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
So after they hit that 200, you're all excited because the party's qualified. Then, and before the party closes, if you're not doing the survey, then follow up with your 4th try and say, wow, I'm looking at our survey today and you have, however many friends who said they'd be willing to host a party for you if you decided to become a consultant. Have you thought any more about the possibilities of becoming a Pampered Chef consultant? Now, I don't do the survey, but I do have a graphic that says, hey, your consultant has not said she would become your host has not said she wants to be a consultant, but raise your hand if you would support her. And I have this graphic, and that kind of generates the raised hands. And, if there's like 4 or 5 people, then she sees it herself. And then when you're closing the party, you tell your host, I know we've talked a lot throughout your party about the Pampered Chef business, and you've been an amazing host, and I can tell you, you really love the Pampered Chef products, and that's one of the reasons I think you would love this wonderful company and become a wonderful consultant. And then if you need to make it personal, like, if she tells you something about her family, you would say, well, remember you said, your daughter was involved in gymnastics. That extra income from Pampered Chef could help you with these costs. I would love to offer those bookings that come from your party, and that would help you kickstart your business. What do you think? You want to give it a shot. So you have, in that time frame of holding that party, you have offered the opportunity to your host 5 times personally because you have messaged her. Of course, throughout the party, you will be posting about the kits and the business opportunity for sure. That's part of the party. Every party talks about joining. But personally, you have made that connection with her and you've hit it 5 different, at different levels. So you're planting the seed and then you're watering it and you're hoping it grows. So when you offer the opportunity to your host, ask yourself 2 questions. Why would they be good at Pampered Chef, and how could Pampered Chef be good for them? And that takes us back to, like Christy said, it's something that she shares. It's a passion for her in what she loves to do. It's not selling the products, but how could it help people? And so, you want me to do the call to action as well? You're doing that. Yeah. So those are the reasons. And when you do, then you're in essence sharing the opportunity, not looking at it as building an empire and building a team in order to further yourself. That will come in time, not your empire, but your team will grow because you've shared and you've helped others within the business. So that is my host coaching. You got to talk to them host.
I love that. And that's true. Exactly what she said. It's all about just sharing the opportunity. It's not, I mean, yes, you are building a team, but you're asking the questions to see why this would be a good fit for them and how could they use Pampered Chef. So whenever I'm talking to somebody about joining my team, I'm always having a 2-way conversation. So, what would you like to do with your Pampered Chef income? What is something that, how could this help you in your current life? What's your current situation? Do you work full time? Are you home full time? I'm asking questions so that I can share with them, well, this would be a great way that Pampered Chef could help you, because everybody's story is different, right? Like not everybody has 4 kids like me. Not everybody's homeschooling right now. I mean, a lot of people are. Not everybody has children. Not everybody works full time. Everybody's story is different. So just having that conversation and making it about them and not yourself. That's the big thing. So our call to action for this week, AKA homework. So come to the weekly check-in call with your director, prepared to talk about your parties, bookings, and recruit leads. Continue your 10 to 30 contacts a day for booking and recruiting. And then here's the key. Book 12 new parties from your current parties. So if you have 3 or 4 parties this week, you want to book 12 parties. So you bet that you're going to be reaching out to every single person in each of those parties to book 12 parties. I'm doing this too. I'm in this with you guys. Take immediate action on implementing the following. Write 5 affirmations and read them aloud twice a day. Get your Post-it notes, count out 5 and write them down and say them 5 in the morning and at night. Create an online guest survey for your parties. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to make a video. I might just do it real quick while the house is quiet and they're all at Taekwondo. I'll make a video on how to create a Google survey and walk you guys through that and post it.
Thank you.
And then keep adding names to your list of contacts. A hot list for recruiting and follow-up list. And I'm going to add one more list to this, a chicken list. So a chicken list is who are you chicken to reach out to that you think that this would be great at this business? Who's somebody that you could contact that you keep thinking about, oh man, it sounds like Christy, your sister-in-law was on your chicken list. Like, she before without you even realizing that, she wasn't interested in Pampered Chef. So of course you weren't going to talk to her about joining the business. And look what happened. So a chicken list, somebody that you think, oh man, she would be great, or he would be great, but I'm just kind of a little nervous to bring this up to them. And I know Joe has a great chicken list. She contacted some people off her chicken list that we did together a month or two ago, and 2 months ago, and she got some good results from that chicken list too, didn't you?
Yep, I did.
So that chicken list is important. So chicken list, contact for hot recruiting, and a follow-up list. And if you make a follow-up list, do not forget to follow up. Mark it in your calendar, in your Google Calendar, whatever you do as a reminder. Follow up with Tasha November 1st for January party or whatever it is. And that is all we have for you tonight on call 3. You guys did great. We ran 5 minutes over. I apologize, but that's